Good morning and welcome to Planting the Seeds 101 with Papa V, where we are saved by grace through faith. Therefore, we keep the commandments of God. Amen. Hey, I got some good news here. Give you a little snippet of what's going on with Planting the Seeds 101. I am in the process of forming a nonprofit organization under Planting the Seeds 101. I'm not going to give all the details to what we're going to be doing, but I will down the road once that gets finalized. And it's just an exciting time to spread the gospel, spread the truth, and spread prophecy and help others while we're doing that. So pray for that. Pray for that channel. After we get done with this book in Revelation, which we're getting close, we will get into a lot of prophecy and what's going on in the world in terms of the mark of the beast and the beast system. And if you don't pay attention to what's going on other than just normal news, you're going to miss what's happening under the cover. So anyway, we will be going over all that. But today we are on day 312 of 365 days. So you can see we're getting close. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And yes, once you give me a thumbs up or comment if you like the idea of the nonprofit. Okay, it's early in the morning. I have had my cup of coffee, but the brain is a little slow. All right, today's title is Gog and Magog. We are reading Revelation 20, verse 8. And will go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, whose number is as the sand of the sea. There's going to be a lot of people at that time going against God, but let's get into it. That's Revelation 20, verse 8. Deception and fear-mongering were key strategies used by Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe in his rise to power. When he didn't receive any votes in one of his provinces, he coordinated the killing of over 20,000 civilians by making up stories of treason. Over 3 million Zimbabweans lost jobs, homes, and work during his time as president. Even his land reform program amounted to bulldozing villages that voiced any dissent. The biggest of all dictators is Satan, who, after 1,000 years to ponder his colossal crimes against humanity, was released for a little while. You might think he would learn his lesson, but no, he immediately goes out to deceive the nations. His rebellion against God will never change. With the resurrection of the wicked, his spirit is revived to make one last attempt to overthrow God's kingdom. The words Gog and Magog are used by Ezekiel to denote a coalition against God's people after the Jewish exile. Gog is a cruel king of Magog, an unknown historical character, who planned to attack the restored nation. Son of man, set your face against Gog of the land of Magog, the prince of Rosh, Meshech, and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Ezekiel 38, verse 2. And then I will send fire on Magog and on those who live in security in the coastlands. Then they shall know that I am the Lord. Ezekiel 39, verse 6. Knowing if there was indeed a historical Gog and Magog is beside the point in our text today. What Ezekiel was emphasizing is that an evil dictator would rally a cruel army to make a final attack on Israel after their restoration, particularly during a time in which God's people were enjoying his blessings. This is exactly the scenario that John sees occurring after the millennium. A vast army of all the wicked under the leadership of Satan will gather to attack spiritual Israel, who are inside the New Jerusalem. The prayer, O Lord, protector of your people, I am safe in your hands from all who would attack me. I choose to live in obedience under your care. Amen. For further study, you can read Genesis 22:17, Ezekiel 38 and 39, and Revelation 16, verses 14 and 16. All right. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day.